Free Lab. It is the one and only Gorilla. He is the cowboy, and we're bringing to you live every morning, Monday through Friday. No matter what, we are here. And this is the beginner's course. So if you're listening to us on YouTube, it's a great time to, learn about the basics, brush up on some few other things if you have some idea of training. But most importantly, look, this is the chance for you to join Algo Factory.tech. Algo Factory.tech. Trade your job, upgrade your life. AlgoFactory.tech is the place where you can do that, and it makes a positive effect. It makes a real effect on your bottom line. I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you had an algo set up and you're trading, you're clipping about $100 a day from the market. Just $100. That is more. That is an incredibly within the realm of possibility here. And at the end of the year, you're looking at $36,000. Now imagine going to your boss and saying, "Hey, give me a $36,000 raise." He'll look at you and laugh, right? But these little things where if you can clip a little here, a little there from the market, it all adds up. Maybe you want to pay for your vacation. Maybe you want to replace the income of one of your spouses or one of your partners, right? Maybe you want to save it for your kids' college. Maybe you want to save it for your nest egg. Maybe you don't have enough on your 401k. Maybe inflation's killing you and you're like thinking maybe I should go work at the Macy's perfume counter if I don't get my stuff together or get more hours within the next 12 months. Then this is for you. This is for you. We're going to teach you not only how to eat the fish, we're going to teach you how to catch the fish. And the professor's here himself. Cowboy, good morning.
Morning. How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good. I've increased my fiber intake, so I'm feeling better.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, sir. That's very, very informative. That's good. Yeah, that's important. Although too much actually can interrupt the absorption of nutrients, and this is why vegans are just in general not healthy. It's one of the many reasons. But we don't want to go into that. What we want to do is, this.
I tell you, I'm eating. I just uptake my fiber, and now you're telling me about vegans.
Yeah, I know.
My God, man, why do you always have to be so extreme?
I'm just extreme, dude. That's just how it is. I mean, come on. So.
Yes, I am feeling lighter. People in the chat. I feel lighter. I'm feeling better. It's amazing.
That question came
Garden
from
of Life,
Face.
complete fiber, man. I recommend it. Garden of Life. It's got the insoluble and the soluble. It's great for your gut biome. It's fantastic. And as we get older, I think Dr. Stephen Lustig, whom I think is one of the greatest endocrinologists in the world, and probably and he's like an amazing person at understanding metabolic disorders. He always talks about the two most important things, which is protect the gut. And what is it? He goes, no, protect the liver, feed the gut. And so that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and you know what? On a trading podcast, that's actually important. So yes. I don't want to spend too much time on nutrition here, but when you are a trader, it is important to keep your health solid. Yep. Look, we don't recommend any kind of investment advice. Everything we say on here is for entertainment and educational purposes, and any opinions that we share are ours and ours alone. However, when it comes to nutrition and body health, one thing I will openly recommend, and I don't care, anybody can sue me, whatever, but like using drugs and trading is not a good idea. Don't do that.
No,
very bad idea.
Yeah, you want to be as
clean and sober,
healthy as possible, because it's a sport. It's a full contact sport, man. It really is. Oh yeah, apple cider vinegar with the mother is awesome. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I use that. I use that. I used to do a spoonful of that apple cider vinegar with the mother, but I don't want to. We only got a good 30 minutes on this. So I don't want to go too far into nutrition. Yep. We can continue the nutrition discuss. Well, Trev.
Caffeine and cocaine is also good as well. It's very popular in Wall Street.
One thing I'll say about caffeine is that it causes a lot of people to second guess themselves, because you get kind of this monkey brain where. Unless you have the right.
What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, it does. Like, unless you have a good level of testosterone in your body.
I see your racial epitaphs against me because I'm a simian. Monkey brain. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with this, dude. No, seriously, they call it monkey brain, but what it is look, if you're a healthy man, and we're talking about men here. I don't know how it works on females, but I've seen, okay, again, I'm not a doctor, so do your own research, but caffeine, unless you have a good, like you're working out, you're eating the right foods, and you have the right level of testosterone in your body, too much caffeine can cause you to second guess yourself and have anxiety. So, if you're going to be caffeinated, make sure that you are otherwise healthy. I'm caffeinated all the time. However, twice a year, I take a month or 2 or 3 or more off of caffeine. I cycle in and out. So, you're going to have to figure out what's best for you on that. So we do want to remind everybody, of course, this is the beginner. This is on YouTube. It's free on YouTube. And so if you're on YouTube, give us a shout, hit that thumbs up. Of course, we just started and we haven't really advertised this show yet, so the algos don't know about us. So mash that thumbs up. Also, understand that the questions that we're answering in this beginner class, the people who are in our private group, who are our members, will have priority. So if we don't answer your questions in the YouTube chat, that's why. It's just we didn't get around to it because our beginners that are our private members went ahead and asked the questions. We got to those first. So I guess what we can do though is, I don't know, V, were you watching when at like 11:30 last night I took that cable trade? Did you see that on the Telegram?
No.
Yeah, so I took it. I took a nice cable trade, and let me show you how it went.
For the newbies and everyone else that's in the audience that don't know what a cable trade is, can you break that down for us, please?
Oh yeah, sorry, this is a newbie class. So and we say newbie with affection. We're not we love the newbies. In fact, we might have some of them.
We were all newbies at one point.
Oh yeah, no, and I was an unguided newbie. And the reason that we are doing this whole free for 30-minute broadcast, one, we just wanted to provide our private members who are beginners with the chance to kind of get some basic concepts. That's something that, because our live lab encompasses everything from basics to advanced stuff. And so sometimes the beginners need a little extra love. So we did this, and we're also opening it up to be free for everybody. So that said, the cable is a nickname for a Forex pair. It's the British pound versus the US dollar. So just a brief look at Forex and what it is. It's trading one currency against the other. And Gigi is thanking you, Gorilla, for asking for that breakdown. And Gigi, I don't know if you saw my messages. I'm sorry we didn't get to gold yesterday. We'll do that on the private show today. So feel free to remind me on that one. And that private show starts in about 22 minutes when we get off of YouTube here. So GBP USD is a Forex pair, and it is a British pound versus the US dollar. So GBP USD. And I was just talking with my boy Cool Cat, who I've known for, I don't know, since 2017, 2018, via Rogue. And, Rogue is the progenitor of this, of pretty much everything here, and including a lot of my success. Thank you, Gorilla. So
you're welcome, man.
Yeah, man. Let me just.
Hey, do you have a chart up?
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and share that. I mean, I have it up, but I wasn't doing anything useful with it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up. I'm gonna zoom in so everybody can see. Give me about 2 seconds to do that. All right, now what you're seeing is the trade that I took last night, actually. But before we get into that, GBP USD is the pound versus the dollar. All right, so in a Forex pair, when the dollar gets strong, obviously the dollar is going to go up, right? That kind of makes a lot of sense. So dollar gets strong, but here's the thing: the dollar is not the dollar is the counter currency here. All right, so it's the GBP that is the main currency. So if the dollar is getting strong, in a relative sense, the British pound is getting weak in a relative sense, right? So in this case, in that scenario, price is going to go down. Here. So where I just painted that arrow, that's where let's just say the dollar got stronger compared to the pound, or it could have been as simple as the pound got weaker compared to the dollar. So Forex pairs are a relative game, right? So last night, I have an algorithm that I've been using for a while, but I did a recent tweak on it and I did some testing and it came out well. So I went ahead and took a trade based on just that little tweak. Fortunately, when I have, literally like maybe 1,000 hours behind a particular algorithm. The tweak testing can be done pretty quickly. I can knock it out in a day or two. It might be, instead of 200 tests, it might be 100 or even 50. And plus, I've been doing this a long time. So, I can collate that data pretty fast. So basically what I did was I saw a reversal coming. Now, I'm not a reversal trader per se, but I saw the reversal coming on a higher time frame. So what that means is that, say, the time frame that we're on right now is the 30-minute time frame, okay? So I'm going to delete this just to make it easier to see. And that way everybody and the beginners can understand what's going on here. These candlesticks, which I did a great anatomy of a candlestick class on this very show yesterday, so it's on YouTube. Go check it out. We spent half the show on candlesticks and how they work, so you can watch that before you watch this if you're new. So this is a 30-minute time frame. So these candlesticks and their movement encompass 30 minutes of price action, right? So in this case, this is the pound versus the dollar. So on the right-hand side, these numbers, this 1.23, that means it's 1.23, I think it's dollars to the pound, right? So it's $1.23 equal 1 pound, if I got that right. It's so funny. I don't really care. I just look at the candles. but if you want to go, we want to get to it. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. But the point here is that I did see a reversal on a higher time frame. So what does that higher time frame mean? Well, we're on the 30-minute now. We just talked about what that means. So I'm going to go to the next one up in my series of time frames, because I do what's called multi-time frame analysis. Okay. And multi-time frame analysis means that I look at what's happening in higher time frames to give me a clue as to what will happen on lower time frames. And then I trade those lower time frames based on that data. And this is because the higher time frame gives you kind of a clue as to what's going on. And to illustrate that for you, what I'll do is use this giant arrow. Where's the arrow? Here. So this is the higher time frame, right? You got all this energy going this way. And then the lower time frame, though, kind of goes like this. You get these little moves down, but the main direction is forward, right? So what I do as a continuation trader is I'm going to trade forward, but I want to get a nice entry. So I wait for those little moves back. So this is what it looks like. It's going to go like this, and then the little move back, and then it's going to go up in that main direction, and then a little move back with that little arrow, and then up in the main direction, and that little move back, and that's how it works, right? Yeah. And so what I do is I look for trades to enter on those little moves back, because I can get a deep entry and then continue along the main direction. So my trade will look like this. I'll enter right here. And then the bottom of that blue box is where I exit the trade if the trade is going against me. If I'm losing money, that's called a stop loss. That's where you exit the trade because, okay, I can't lose more than this, right? And then that's a simple way of saying it. There's actually a lot of inputs into how to measure that. And we do all kinds of classes on that. It's one of our basic classes on the website. And then I will say, okay, maybe my math or my algorithm says there's a chance that I can put in $100 and then exit up here and make about $300 based on what's called a risk to reward ratio. So in that case, that's what I did on this very trade. And I'm going to illustrate that to you right this very moment. So let me get rid of all these drawings. Okay, so there is a 3-hour time frame, right? So this is higher than the 30-minute time frame. It's about 6 times as high. So the bias on here, when there's a strong move up, that means that that's this strong arrow going forward like this, right? And then what I do is I'm going to look for that little move back on the way up to ride the rest of that arrow all the way up. Okay, so that's what I do as a continuation trader. So what I did was I found a reversal on the higher time frame, which I tend not to be a reversal trader. That means price changes directions. So price was basically going down, right? And then price found some support down here and started to move up. Now, each one of these bars on here is 3 hours worth of price action. So this reversal actually started yesterday afternoon, right? And I saw it coming. I saw some signs that it would come, and then I saw it actually happen. And when that did happen, I went ahead and found a trade that I could take on this lower time frame, and hopefully all the drawings and stuff that I just did doesn't ruin that. And the reason that I was able to find that, first of all, yeah, I look at price action. I look at what price does, candlesticks, all that stuff, right? But then what I do is I use indicators, and I'm going to show you the indicators. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but all that gobbledygook down there, I don't use all that. Some of that's just on there for testing, but I use like 2 or 3 of these. And this is kind of hard to see. I can stretch these out a little bit just so you can see it as beginners. Those of you in the class, look, one of the things I always say is I'm not going to tell you what indicators I use. The traders, they slather, man. They slobber, right? What indicators is this? What indicators that? It's like a new toy, because indicators make you money and they're very exciting. But I don't tell anybody any indicators except for one, and I did share the key indicator. Okay. So I did share that in the private, in our private group. So understand that. Now, what I did was, once I saw that reversal happening on that 3-hour time frame, what I did was I went ahead and saw a pullback. So let's do our arrow analogy here. I saw prices going to go like this. I saw a pullback right about here, and then I actually wasn't paying attention. Otherwise, I would have gotten much lower and had a much nicer trade. But I did find a good spot to enter right at the beginning of this box, and I made a better than 2-to-1 trade. So I put in, let's say, $1,000, and was able to pull $2,000 out. And it happened in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 3.5 hours. I was actually able to pull
beautiful.
Yeah, and I did it. I put the trade up for now. Remember, on our paid, private group, I put my trades up. Not all, that was a day trade. I don't usually put day trades up there, but because it was kind of it was a nice scenario, I went ahead and put that up there. But it's not there for people to copy, right? Now, I can't stop anybody from copying my trades, but understand that the issue with trading psychology is you have not tested this method. You do not know the expectancy. You do not know an expectancy. What that means is you don't know the probability of, like, you haven't done the math to find out how much money you're going to make on each trade. Okay, so expectancy is basically your hit rate, which is your percentage of win, right? Of whatever method you're using. That's called hit rate. And there's your the amount of money that you're putting in and your risk to reward ratio. In this case, let's just pretend that I was putting $100 in to keep it simple. Well, because price goes about twice as high to win as it does to lose here, right? The take profit at the top of the green box is 2.09 times as large as the distance to where I would actually cut my losses and run. That means I'm risking $100, right? If I lose this trade, I lose $100. I do the math on that in this scenario. I know I said 1,000 earlier. I'm trying to kind of keep it vague as to how much I'm putting in these trades. But basically, anyway, I'll explain that later. But if price goes up to win, I'm making $209 in that scenario, right? So, and I do this all day long. I mean, these day trades are something I can do. However, there was the economic data that this this white candle that's actually a bearish candle, that's the result of the core PCE. And I told everybody in my group, I said, hey, listen, if I'm still in this trade by 6:20 in the morning my time, which is 8:20 EST, I'm going to go ahead and either exit the trade if I'm near profit, or tighten up my stops, because that economic data can throw my trade off. And look at that. I mean, this was above my take profit, but the data snapped that move down. And actually, that was a nasty, nasty move down. I would have lost money in that. Now, I'd be back in profit now, but we don't know that was to be the case, because this was an important amount of economic data. So Cool Cat, yeah, I'm gonna go and look at some some comments here. Cool Cat, my boy, who is also in our private group, but he's commenting in YouTube, so I'm happy to address that right away. Yeah, probability gives you the confidence. So what he's saying there is that the fact that I've back tested and I know what's called my expectancy, which is essentially a combination of win rate, which is probability, plus risk to reward ratio on the average for that methodology, and then you multiply that by the amount of money that I put in based on a given scenario, right? Based on, let's just say I'm putting in 2% of my account. My account is $100,000. So that's like $2,000 a trade. Just not saying that's what I do. I'm saying that's just the math. I know those numbers. I know that on a given trade, I am most likely going to make, we'll say, $2,800. Maybe some I lose, maybe some I make $3,600, but on the average, I'm going to make $2,800. And I know if I follow the rules, because I've done the testing, I know to a very strong degree of statistical probability, statistical certainty that I'm going to make $2,800. I know that because I've done the work, because I've done the testing until my eyes bled. So that gives me the confidence to enter this trade. So if somebody's just going to copy my trade, they don't know that data. They don't know what the expectancy is. They don't know the hit rate. They don't know anything. They just see a trade. And if the trade starts to go against them, they may panic and leave that trade at a loss, which happens all the time. All the time. So, that said, that's why, I put these up, but it's for entertainment purposes only. If you're going to take a trade in that private group that I take, you're doing it at your own risk. Okay. So that's something that, anybody in our group knows that. But this is a beautiful trade, happened before everybody's very eyes. So let's look at some more questions here. Yeah, we got this. Be Good asks, do you guys have any insight on MetaMask and holding tokens on it? Be Good. Okay, so V, did you have something on that?
Yeah, no, I already answered that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
okay, well, there's some more
news. Is my replies coming through?
No, there are. I hadn't gotten to it yet. So here it's the next. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing about MetaMask. MetaMask and MetaMask put an announcement out this week saying that they may withhold taxes of all things. So I gotta see
taxes on what, their wallet?
I don't know. Let me see. Somebody sent me this who
because they don't ask for any KYC or anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. So our boy over in Beijing that we talk to from time to time about OTC deals, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, he's not in Beijing right now, but let's see what he said on that. Where's that data on MetaMask? JP Morgan. What? Okay. Shoot. Where is it? It was kind of in that same, talk around Ledger and the stuff that they're getting away with right now. So Ledger has changed their code. Okay, MetaMask. Here it is. And apparently this came from MetaMask, and it's in their. It's in their terms and what is it? What do you call it? Terms of service. Mm-hmm. And if what I'm reading is true, and I'm going to actually copy this and put it in our private group, it says 4.3 taxes. Each party will be responsible as required under applicable law for identifying and paying all taxes and other governmental fees and charges, and blah, 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 blah. Under this agreement, all fees payable by you are exclusive taxes unless otherwise noted. We reserve the right to withhold taxes where required. Says it on the terms of service. So now how they're getting that information, I have no idea. How they know what to withhold.
They're not asking they're not asking for any KYC. I think that's more of like a CYA. I think they're trying to just cover their own ass in terms of regulators, because I didn't see anything about, because I have MetaMask, thousands of people even on the institutional side that I know of, they also have it as well. They don't ask even for KYC, nothing.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Of course, the day they ask for KYC is the day that I pull out. But it's there's nothing on there. That's very odd.
Gigi said feed stopped. So let's see. Is the feed stopped still? Question mark. Because I know on our screen the feed looks good. Say something out there, everybody. Tell us that the feed is stopped. One of our friends said it has. And we'll discuss that. But if you're in the Telegram room, you have to have a good, better internet connection to have a constant feed. Okay, Trev says we're still live. So Gigi, that's probably something on your end. Yeah, we'll address that in a bit. So this was a beautiful trade, and we just kind of did some basic talk today. I don't see any other questions from our social trading. Truckface asked a question. He said SoCal trading. I think he means social trading. So Truckface mentioned a concept called social trading, and what that is, from my understanding, is it's another word to look at that as, or another word to describe that is like copy trading. So you can go to places like eToro and wherever, and And what you can do is like look at somebody's record and say, oh, well, this person is profitable to this degree and they have been for this amount of time. And so you do what's called a copy trade and you subscribe to their trading. And then you will actually trade along with them. Like you put your money sort of in this automated trading system that follows their trades. And I think the person making the trades gets like a percent of it. So that's social trading. It's copy trading. It's pretty popular. It's a great idea. These traders some of them are pretty talented. So Gigi, it's your internet. Okay. And Gigi says your internet's going in and out. So yeah, some of these traders are talented. And when you have the systems now where you can actually see people's performance live, you can find somebody who knows what they're doing and just tack on to them. And the social trading is a big thing. Ray says, speaking about a hard wallet, just read yesterday, someone just hacked Trezor again. So this one's likely a no-go. Trezor, I didn't know had been hacked before. I know that Ledger's private data was hacked. Ledger actually makes you give them like your name and address. So yeah, well, they didn't.
So real quick, getting back to the MetaMask thing, I just looked it up. MetaMask does not have any reporting obligations to the IRS. MetaMask does not report transactions to the IRS and does not provide 1099s. So I don't know. That sounds like a CYA statement.
A CYA or a plan for the future.
Either or. Either or. We'll see what happens when we cross that bridge.
So Ledger right now, there's code on there.
I wouldn't keep shit on a Ledger.
Huh?
I wouldn't keep nothing on a Ledger.
Well, their code now has it to where under a subpoena, the government can just get your seed, take your money. So know that, and their CEO has said as much. And do your own research. So
why do business in the U.S. It's incredible to me. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's insane. But Ledger has a good Ledger and Trezor were the trusted names, and they do have a good collection of coins. So where in the world are you supposed to keep all your coins? Like if you have 4 or 5 different kind of coins, are you supposed to keep them on the native wallets? That's a good question.
Look, I have I like Cake Wallet. I like Trust Wallet.
Are those hot wallets or cold wallets?
No, those are hot. They're not exchange wallets or anything. They're you can download the app, keep it on your phone. There's decentralized wallets you can get. There's a myriad of wallets. You don't have to keep it on I don't get this is a digital asset. Whether I don't understand the whole putting it on a hard wallet and then putting it in a vault somewhere and then hoping it syncs up. Something goes wrong. That just freaks me the hell out, man. Well,
it's just a hard wallet ends up basically being it just becomes a key.
No, I understand that. I can't begin to tell you how many clients I've dealt with, at least 3 of them in the last 5 years, where they're, I think it was a Trezor or their Ledger, whichever ones the hell they were using, went through some OS update, right? They had to update and sync it. And then they, try to recover their wallet. They put the exact seed words in that they type in. Not working. And then I got to give it to one of my our devs, who's a former cryptographer at Microsoft, and he would hack it. It would take him about 3-4 days, and he'd hack it. He'd brute force break the thing, and he was able to get the client's wallet out. And of course, we got we charge a fee for that, like 15% or whatever the hell we crack. So
that's good. Yeah, but know that the Gorilla has a solution if your hard wallet goes down. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so in about anywhere between 2 to 4 days, we can brute force break it.
So I got a good question from Valentine here. Trying to understand something. Oh, and Be Good. Before I get to you, Valentine, Be Good mentions that MetaMask has no cost basis to calculate taxes when you transfer coins there. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. It has the information as to when the coins got there and what they were worth then. And any transfer is considered to be a new transaction under certain rules. So there is a way to extrapolate cost basis, but they don't have all the legal pieces put together. The problem is that so with the IRS, you're guilty until proven innocent, meaning that it is incumbent upon you to prove your innocence when the IRS comes after you. That's the tricky part with the IRS.
The funny thing is, if you were to get your coins out of MetaMask, real talk, you get your coins out of MetaMask, you put it into another thing. Look, the only thing they can prove, they can go after you for, all right, the real thing here. And
by the way, we are not tax experts.
Not tax experts at all. But talking to guys
entertainment
for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only. talking to people that have worked in the entertainment industry, I will tell you the biggest issue is when you liquidate out is a big issue. That's the big thing.
The off-ramp.
Because look, you could be trading a million things, and they'll tell you, well, keep track of your trades because every trade is a taxable event. You got to keep your capital gains. Where the rubber meets the road is when, because there's no way, they have nothing in place in order to figure out how many trades you did and how many times it moved in and out of a wallet. They have no freaking way of even tabulating all that. They really don't. The main thing they're concerned about is what you liquidate. So whatever your payment rail you use to liquidate and get it into fiat, that's the real taxable event that they are most concerned with. Everything else is fluff and flutter, and this is for entertainment purposes only. I only play an attorney on television, folks.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll go ahead. We got a lot of questions piling up in the private group, so we're going to go to our private chat. But let me go ahead and type in some links: www.algofactory.tech. I threw that in the what do you call that thing in the chat. So pay attention to that. And come check us out. It's $50 a month. It's actually $49.99. And here's the thing about it. The other services that look kind of like ours, or I should say ours look kind of like theirs, we're brand new. They're worth closer to $300 a month. Ours are worth that much, but we're charging this much because we want to bring people in. We want to give people a chance to give us a shot on a very low risk basis and understand that price is going to go up. Will it go up to 300? I don't know. Will it go up to 500? Will it go up to 200, 100, whatever it is it goes up to? That will be the premium service. There will be lower tiers, of course, maybe. But the point is that if you are at $49.99 right now, you are at our top tier service, because at this point we have one tier. And as the channel, as our algofactory.tech evolves, as we start to add features and everything, of course, and as we add people, our workload is going to increase. The price is going to have to increase just to make up for it. And when that happens, those of you who are in at $49.99 are grandfathered in. Your price will always be $49.99 for the premium service. Okay, so as long as your membership does not lapse. Okay, if you let your membership lapse, we cannot promise that. So, if you're going to get in, that's what I'm trying to say. All right. So, V, can you give us that gorilla send off?
Yep. To all of you guys in YouTube land, join us, make it happen for yourself. Learn y'all something over here at algofactory.tech. And with that being said, later YouTube land, we're going to